Hi everybody, I'm Michelle Rushing with Stampin' Butterfly. Thanks so much for joining me. Today is Saturday, October 2nd, and it is World Card Making Day, so I couldn't let the day get away without doing a little stamping with you guys. Today I wanted to share a couple of Halloween projects using different products from our Stampin' Up! Catalog. So we're going to make one card, and I'm going to use the Stamparatus, kind of show you guys how to do that. And then we are going to make a Tombstone treat box from one of our treat containers we have. So let's take a quick look at our projects. All right, so this is our little card we're making. And then we're going to do a little stamping on the inside. And then we're going to decorate up a little Tombstone box, and I'll show you how to assemble these. And they do hold some treats in there. Right now I have 2 packs of peanut M&Ms, but you can fit quite a bit in there. So you just have to decide what you like. I was going to decorate up some Hershey Nugget treats, and I didn't get to that. So maybe later in the week I will do one and share that with you. If you're out there, please say hello. Oh, it looks like Heather's out there. Thanks so much for joining me. So we're going to start with the card, and then we'll move on to the little Tombstone box, and we're going to change up what we put on it. And the color scheme and things. And I know some of our products are back ordered, so I'm going to give you some substitution ideas, or if you've already ordered your products and just haven't used them, hopefully this video will help you put them together and learn how to assemble some of the pieces. All right, so we are going to work on this card. If you need any products, I do have my host code and my website at the top, but I'm going to go ahead and turn it off for a little bit. I'll try to remember to turn it back on at the end. That way it's not in our way while I'm working. So we're going to put our card up there. And I'm going to show you a couple of the products we're using. So I know the punch that coordinates with the Halloween paper is back ordered. So we are going to use, and I don't know if the stamp set is too, but we're going to go ahead and use the Clever Cat stamp set. I really like this. It's so much fun. Hi, Hannah. I'm glad you're here. Thanks for joining me. So I'm a cat lover and a dog lover. And this one's a lot of fun, but with the black image, sometimes you don't get a solid cat. So you can see this one looks pretty good. But I used the Stamparatus, so I could stamp a couple times. If you use Stays-On ink, the one that's permanent, that would probably get you a pretty good image first try, but I usually like to use my Memento. So we will go ahead and get started. Let me get some of my project pieces out. So we are going to need our Stamparatus and our card pieces. So we're going to use the Memento ink and some of the coordinating cute stars. And I have lots of little stamps on blocks. So I'm going to pull these all out, and then I'll show you where they're from and how to use them. So I've already pre-cut our card pieces to save a little time, but I will let you know what the sizes are. So the sample card I did, and we can compare them at the end. I did this one, the 5 1/4 by 4 for the white piece with the patterned paper on it. And then I did like 1/8 of an inch border around it, and it makes it really narrow. But because this is a little wider, I thought it'd be interesting to try it with a different size border. So our card this go round is going to be slightly different. So you can see the border's a little bit bigger. So we're going to try that out. And then we can compare the two at the end and see what we like better. So I gotta move some pieces out of the way, and I will try to remember at the end to show you in the catalog where these different items come from in case you're interested. All right, so your Stamparatus comes with 2 clear panels. We're just gonna use one. I could have put some of my labels on there, but I just have those mounted on my block. I just like to use some of the bigger ones. Now your Stamparatus comes with this black foam piece that goes in here. So when you're using your photopolymer, which are your clear stamps, you have to use this black rubber, like foam piece, so that you have enough height, because these are a little narrower than, say, like our orange rubber. So when you use these, you don't need this piece. You just stamp onto your paper on here. But we use this one. Now I have ordered a different piece that we have, and this one is the same kind of foam you can see, but it already has the grid on it. So I like to use that a little bit better. But the Stamparatus will come with the piece that you need. And then we also have little tiny grid paper. So we have it in inches and centimeters. So you can use that. And I've used these sometimes in my videos when I'm stamping just as a background instead of the big paper. So we have that as well. But I don't know that I need that today. Other pointer on your Stamparatus is that it comes with these 2 magnets, and they are stored at the bottom. They're very sticky. So I try not to use them at the same time, or if I do, I try to separate them pretty far apart. And hopefully they don't crash into each other. If they hit each other, they could snap and shatter. So that's why I have this teal colored duct tape. So I did that, 1, because once it sticks down, it's really hard to peel it off without the little handle. And then 2, if they hit each other, hopefully they don't shatter. All right, enough about that. So let's get stamping. So we're gonna go ahead, and I've set it up so that my paper, I'm gonna put it into the corner. Now sometimes if you're using a different kind of stamp, you may want to work in the middle so that you could get a better stamp, because if your stamp is close to the edge, it's a little bit harder to do that. But right now, and then if you do the middle, you'll want to use your grid paper so that you can mark the edges of your card, but we're not doing that. I think he'll stamp fine in the corner. So we're going to go ahead and put the magnet on there to hold our paper down. And you'll find that your photopolymers are pretty sticky, so they stick to the paper. So we're going to ink them up with our Memento Black. And if you wanted a flatter surface, you could even prop this case under here, and it would make it more horizontal when you're stamping. And then you want to make sure your paper is nice and flush in the corner. You're going to fold down and then press on your image. Now, since this photopolymer is sticky, sometimes I like to use my bone folder to just kind of hold the paper down extra. And you can see it still popped up a little bit, but we're in the corner, so it should hopefully line up well. And then you can see, if you compare the 2 CADs, if I just did it on my block, I'd just have 1 CAD and it'd be not as dark as I liked it. That's just fine too if that's how you want it, but I wanted a really dark black CAD. And I guess you could do them brown or orange, any color CAD you want. So it looks like it's still lined up, so that's good. And you can see I have some ink on my block, on this plastic lever, but you can leave it there. I mean, you can clean it off with your chamois if you wanted to, but it won't hurt because there's a little bit of a gap. So hopefully that won't come off on your paper. And then you can see, I wonder if I have some dirt. I'm gonna have dog hair over there. It doesn't want to stamp in my one spot. All right, let's try one more time. If not, he's got a cool little shadow right there. All right. That looks like we might have our coverage we needed. All right, perfect. So see how nice that looks? It took 3 times, but I wanted the cat to be super dark. So then we just use our very dirty chamois and we'll just wipe it off, clean it, and then you are good to go. Now, one thing I'll let you know, I had already mounted kind of my stamp, but if you were trying to decide what you wanted to do, the way you would mount your Stamparatus is you would just put it down, face down on where you wanted it on the paper, and then you can just press your platform over. So let me see, Hannah had a question. So with the photopolymer, you use 2 grid pads. Well, it's not really a grid pad, it's an extra foam piece. So this one I bought with the grid pad so I'd have the measurements, but it comes with this black foam. And because it's a thinner stamp, you need this extra cushion to be able to stamp well. If you tried it without it, you'd have too much of a gap and it really wouldn't touch your paper. It wouldn't meet the paper. And you would see that once you go to stamp, you'd be like, where's my image? So that's why you need this foam to kind of make it up a little taller so it matches. All right, awesome. Bob's here too. Thank you so much for joining me. All right. Oh, that's my inside paper. It's like, where did my cat go? Okay, so let's move the Stamparatus away because we are done. The other thing you have to be careful of, let me just let you know so you don't crack it. So if you have 2 plates together, so if you're using them at the same time, you can't close both. See, it doesn't close all the way. But you could take one out and just set them on top of each other like that for storage. All right, move my magnet over there. Okay, so we have our cat and our card. Now, I felt like this was a little flat, so I die cut a little piece somewhere here, I think. Yeah, here we go. And I thought we'd stamp the sentiment on here and see how it looked to give it a little bit, change it up a little bit. So I like the sentiment, so we'll keep that the same. It says, my tail says it's the twitching hour. So we're gonna go ahead and ink that up. and put it on our little Stitch So Sweetly die that I already cut out. And then you're just going to press down firmly and up. So that way we can pop it up with my favorite dimensionals. So we might be going with that one. We'll see how it looks. Then I want to add a little bit of the spider and his little string. So we're going to go ahead and use that. I've got those already mounted. These are all stamps in the same stamp set. So there's nothing extra in here. The inside sentiment is from a different set, and I'll show you that. Now these are photopolymer, and see they're little teeny dots. So you want to not push down too hard when you're doing it, because if you do, the dots will get really fat. Like you can see that some of those are a little fatter than the others, and it's just because you push harder in one spot than the other. So we'll do that, and then let's see, nope, that's the bad. Here's my spider. So I have the little spider on here. And I like using the smaller blocks with the smaller images so I don't get ink on more spaces than I want it. All right, and clean that off. Here's the little bat. Let's see. We're probably going to put that about here, so maybe we'll add the bat right there. All right. So I think that is the outside stamping. Now we can go ahead and stamp the inside panel. Let's make sure I pick the right one. I think they're the same size. Note, one's slightly bigger. Okay. So this is our inside panel, and this one is probably 3 3/4 by 5. So we're going to use this for the inside, and we are going to stamp "Wishing you a trick-or-treating, candy-eating, frightful, delightful time." And then let's open it up and see what it looks like. And then I have some bats and then the little cat face at the bottom. Now this stamp is from another stamp set called A Wish for Everything, and I'll show you guys that one in a minute. It came out, I think, in last year's catalog, and it's a fun stamp set because it has a lot of holidays covered and it has inside sentiments, which are always hard to find. So it's one of my favorites. All right, so there's our sentiment on the inside. Then we'll add a couple more bats. See if you guys have any questions. I think it's looking good. I have to scroll and make sure it's scrolling. Let me check real quick. All right, awesome. So we're gonna put the bats there. And then since a block is clear, I've used 2 sides. So I have one stamp on one side and one on the other to get more use out of my stamp. I just don't put them in exactly the same spot. So here's this crazy little face. Gonna peek out the bottom. All right, so now I think we have everything, all our stamping done. So we'll go ahead and assemble. All right, let's move the ink out of the way. We'll grab our card base. So this is standard card base. It's 4 1/4 by 11, scored at the halfway mark, which is 5 1/2. All right, there's my glue. I was wondering where I did with it. And you can see, so I changed up the borders a little bit. Whoa, that went crazy. I'll have to move some of that out of the way. All right. This is where the rubber sticky glue remover eraser will come in handy. All right. So there we go. And you can see this one's a little bit smaller. I'll have to come back and take off that glue later. But there's your different size borders, so you can kind of see the difference. This one just gives you a little bit bigger orange border. This one's a little bit smaller. All right, so I'm gonna flip this over. We're gonna do the front side of our card. So we will glue these panels together first. And oh, look, see, that's what it is. I think I did the wrong one. That was supposed to be my inside panel, but that's fine. We're just gonna go ahead and modify it on the fly. All right, so our card is gonna be slightly different than the last one. I might have been able to save it if I hadn't glued it down already, but this will be fun. All right, so instead of going to the edges, we are going to, we have 2 choices. We could just push it to the edge and trim off a little bit on each side, or we can just center it. So I think we're just gonna go ahead and center it and leave like a little border and see how that goes. All right, I think I like that. So it gives us a little extra white border. And then we are not going to use this guy, so he is retired for another project. All right. And then put a little glue on here. And this black glitter paper is so much fun. I think it is back ordered, but I will show you a little tip if you don't have any in your crafting stock right now. Dimensionals. So since we're doing Halloween, I decided to use the black dimensionals on this one. So we'll go ahead, put those on here. And at the end, we'll be able to see the different look of the two cards. So we'll center that on there. And then we can glue this flat on here, or we could put dimensionals behind it. I think I want to do it flat. So, all right. Put that on the front of your card. And then we will add some of these fun coordinating stars. So this sticker pack coordinates with the Halloween paper from the catalog. And let's see. I think we'll stick with the orange. Seems to match pretty well. And maybe we'll do one black one over here. Change it up a little. And one over there. All right, that looks fun. Okay, so we have two slightly different cards. A little different than what I was aiming for, but that's okay. Now the other thing I did, since it says Twitching Hour but doesn't say exactly Happy Halloween, so I stamped the Happy Halloween with a stamp from that same A Wish for Everything. And I just did it on one of these strips. So when you trim down your white paper, the 5 1/4 by 4, you have like a million of these laying around. So that is what I stamped it on, and then I just cut it. Because a lot of times it's really hard to line them up exactly. So we can try it and see. Let's see how bad it comes out. Sometimes it's really hard to line things up on two different stamps. So the easy way to fix that is to trim them and then put them differently. So there's one. The name of the paper, I'll have to pull it out of the catalog real quick and show you in a second, Hannah. Let's see. So that's actually not too bad, but sometimes it's hard to make it in a straight line. So the easy way to solve that is to cut it in half, and then you can mount them on there. So we'll go ahead and do it on this fun and different card. So let me move some stuff out of the way. Let's see if my dimensionals are too big or not. Oh, I think they'll be okay. They'll just fit. So we'll put it on this card since it's my wild and crazy one. And let's see, do we want to do them crooked? No, I like them straight. All right. So there's the Happy and the Halloween. Okay, so there we go. There's our two different cards. Let's take a quick look at the paper. So I do have the paper pack here. It is called Cute Halloween 6x6. So to take a quick look at the patterns, the punch that coordinates with it does cut some of this out. I went ahead and cut it with my Scan and Cut. But one side has a lot of patterns, and then the other side doesn't have any images. So you've got some Boo, and then some vampires and bats, and some washed out black. This has some skeletons and some like black gray-ish stripes. And then this one has a little spooky house and little teeny ghost bats and pumpkins. And then this one, obviously I was using, is polka dotted and some candy. And you can color these. You'll see some cards this week. I'll be sharing throughout October some Halloween cards every week. And then some fun Halloween colors and black and white. And you can also color these with your blends brushes and change the colors of the background. So I'll be sharing some samples throughout the week, like I said, this week and the rest of the month for Halloween. Now, the products that we're using in the holiday catalog, I think I put a tab on it. So these are the products we're using today. So here's the paper. There's some cute gingham ribbon And here's the stickers we used. We're going to be using this Tombstone next. And then this is the stamp set and punch that actually coordinate with the paper. But I always like to make things different. So I picked all of these items and then went with a super cute cat. And then there's also another Halloween stamp set with a set of dies. That's a lot of fun too. And then we used the black glimmer paper. Now, I do believe most of the Halloween stuff that's back ordered, I think it's estimated to come in the week of October 11th. So you still have some time to get your Halloween projects done if you do order those. Now, the other stamp set we used is a wish for everything. So let me show you that real quick in case you've overlooked it. So the happy and the Halloween came from these individual pieces right here. Let me move my stuff, it's tumbling. Okay. And then the inside sentiment came from here. And what's really cool is there's like a Father's Day sentiment, give thanks, and Easter, another Easter, wishing you the luck of the Irish. So there's a St. Patty's Day in here, and there's St. Patrick's, there's Hanukkah, wishing you a light that shines in every menorah and glows in every heart. So that one's really sweet. I'll be using that on some of my cards. And then there's a New Year's, which is kind of cool. Hope this new year is filled with promises of many bright tomorrows. Mother's Day and a merry little wish for lots of joy this season. So you've got Christmas to and from. So it's a nice little stamp set. And then it also has coordinating dies that cut out like Happy Mother's Day, Happy Halloween, and things like that. So this is what we used for the inside. Okay, so I showed you guys the cards. Oh, let me show you the modification. So if you can't get the black glimmer paper, you could use some of the ombre paper and color it with your dark blends marker, which is what I did here. And then to give it extra glitter, I just colored it with my Wink of Stella. So you could just color the pieces you want with your marker. And then once it dries, it's glittery, but you know, the black covers it up a little bit. So that gives it a little more glitter. And then always clean off the tip when you're done. And that's how you can get black glitter paper since it's back ordered. Okay. The next project uses the gingham ribbon, and that is back ordered too. However, our glitter ribbon, the black one, is not. And this is a nice substitution if you're looking for Halloween projects and need something. Now, I will let you know that this glitter does come off in your hands a little bit. It's not terrible like the stuff I've seen in the stores. You will get a couple of chunks of glitter. So it's not too bad. And here it is tied in a bow. So it's cute. It's black and shiny. So I like anything glittery. All right, so let's reset. I'm going to move all of these projects. Let's see, I don't need these guys. So we're going to clear our space off and start on our little tombstone. Oh, I'm glad you like that paper pack, Hannah. It is a lot of fun. I'm going to need the dimensionals, so we'll keep those out. Okay. So I have two boxes to share with you. I made this one earlier, kind of messing around. I had a little panel of paper, so same thing with the tombstone, and then I just tied some ribbon around it. You can put treats in there, and I used some more of the stars and that patterned paper. So we're going to make one similar to this today. Not this guy, but just thought I'd share a fun project. And we are going to change up. So I don't think we'll use the skeletons. We'll decorate it on the fly. We'll decide what we want to use. Okay, so we are going to build the little box first. And I just have some random pieces in case we decide we want to use them since I'm not sure what I'm making. Okay. So we want to build the box first. And the packet comes with 8 in here. The other thing is there's 2 different sizes. So if you pick one from the front and one from the back, you should be good. And the way you can double check, because you want them to be able to fit over each other, is if you kind of line them up, you'll see one is a little bit longer than the other and a teeny bit wider. So that means you've got the right pieces. And if not, then you build 2 tops and then you have to hunt around for your bottom, so no worries. So we're just going to fold on the score marks. They've already scored it for us. I love these kind of 3D items when they've done all the hard work. Okay, so you're going to fold your little tabs in. We'll do one end at a time. And Just peel that off. You're just going to fold it over and then crease it right there. Same thing on the other side. Just fold your tabs in, and then you're going to cover them up and then fold them down and squeeze them. And the sticky tape holds pretty well on this. Okay. So we'll do the same thing on the other side. Just fold them all on the score marks. And then we'll assemble this piece. All right. You guys will have to let me know what you think. Do you send a lot of Halloween cards or treat containers? I always forget to mail things on time. So now that I'm making my Halloween cards early, hopefully I'll get them in the mail sooner than later. All right, so you want to make sure they're folded in nicely and you get like a smooth edge and that they meet up in the corners. All right, so I like the top to slide over the bottom. That's kind of how I usually assemble it. And they stand up too. So if you're doing a craft fair or like an event, it's super cute to have a bunch of them standing up or laying down. All right, let's see. Where do we want to start? So I have some of the gingham ribbon and you can color it. So I just wanted to give you that little hint. So you can color them with your alcohol markers. I don't know if you guys can tell in the camera. Well, maybe. Purple is sometimes a hard color on the camera. So let's see. I want to do another piece of scratch paper just in case, because if they bleed, then we should be okay. All right, so I think I like the dark a little bit better. So all you have to do is just, and if you want it to be darker, you could do it twice. You just run your tip over the gingham, or if you have white ribbon or light pink, you can change the color of any ribbon or rhinestone you have with your marker. And you can do one side or both. This one bleeds through pretty good. I don't think I have to do too much. So I'm not a great bow tire, so I will try to tie it on camera. If not, we will default to the glitter ribbon and call it a day. So we'll see how it goes. All right, probably let that dry a minute before I stick my fingers in there. And let's take a look at our little pieces. So I have all these little pieces already pre-cut. And I was thinking of doing the ghosts. So I thought these would be fun. Let's see, we did those guys already. So maybe some of these big ghosts. This guy has a little witch's hat. That's kind of cute. And we have a cat face from the, and these are all just cut from that designer paper. Or we could do a little bat. He's kind of cute too. Let's see. And we have our little, it's Halloween, so we could do something like that over a circle. Lots of different options. So that's why I brought these. So you can kind of see how I design things. I kind of play around, see if I like it, how it looks together. So that one's a little bit bigger. So maybe we go with something like that. Maybe one more guy up there. I kind of wanted to do a boo like this one, like I did on the glitter paper. So I need more room. So we'll see how that goes. I might have to pull it off and not put the circle so I can fit them. Oh, and then you can see here's the little pumpkin guy. So he's cute too. All right. Let's move that out of the way because I think those are the pieces we're going with. Let's try to tie. Hopefully I tied enough. I might have to color more purple. We'll see. So I'm going to try to do a bow. All right. All right, not too bad. Woo, okay. Yay. I think we'll claim this one as good. All right, it's still a little sticky. I probably should have let it dry a little bit more. And these are not my ribbon scissors, so hopefully they cut decent. Ah, not too bad. All right, so we're gonna put that one at the top. And you can see the difference. So, you know, there's the black and white, and then there's the purple. All right, now I think we should, so I already pre-cut some boo in the glitter paper. this is that purple ombre paper that we were doing with the black. But I thought it might be fun to do it thick and dimensional. So I'm going to try that, see if we can get it to go through our machine. So let's move my little mini machine over. And what we'll do is die cut a little piece out for the alphabet. Now I gotta figure out where did I bring the alphabet with me. Oh, here it is. Gotcha. All right, so we do have this cute die set, and it has a little alphabet. So we're gonna, luckily they have 2 O's, so we'll pull these out. And we need a B and exclamation point. All right. And let's see, we'll probably go with this shade of purple. So what we need to do is trim down our paper a little bit. So we'll just trim off these little extra pieces that I used for other projects. And let's see, how wide do I need? All right, probably this wide. Let's see. So I'm just kind of winging it, you know, trying to decide what size we need for our paper. And then we'll put the thick dimensional foam sheets on there. I want to make sure we have enough. Okay, that should be plenty big. And then what we'll do is cut our foam about the same size. And then we stick it to the back. All right. So this is double sticky, and they come in foam sheets. So these are big foam sheets that we have. And it's like one big dimensional instead of doing these little teeny circle ones. So it'll make the whole alphabet like pop up. And then going to line it up on the back of the glitter paper. Well, let's cut this corner off so I don't sticky my machine and plates up, because it is sticky. Well, no, it's stuck to it. Okay, so right-handed, so I need my handle on that side. Need to make a little more space and get our little platforms out. So this is the little mini machine, and we are going to die cut. So we're going to use plate 1, and we're going to make a sandwich with plate 2. So I don't have the magnetic plate on here, so we'll see if it holds together. I might have to do some alphabet letters separately. Let's see if it stays and it cooperates. Let's see, where's the end of our foam? Okay, so we could put that there, and maybe the exclamation point there. All right. And we're going to wheel it through our machine. Since it's so thick, it's probably going to take a little arm muscle with the little machine, and my paper sliding doesn't help. And then we'll roll it backwards so it cuts better. Note to self, remove the paper next time. Okay. Do I have a yellow circle to make it look like anything? No, I don't have a yellow circle, I don't think. Not, at least not handy, but I'm sure I have yellow somewhere. Okay, hopefully it cut through. Let's peek. Looks like it did. All right, perfect. Move our little machine out of the way. Put the sides up. All right, back to our card. So we can pop our little letters out. The pokey tool. And decide, let's see, we'll just keep it in that for now, so we can decide which way we want it to go. And then we have the exclamation point. All right, well that one's running wild, so I'm gonna flip that over there. Sticky. So that's gonna go there, that'll be there. So I think it'll fit right about in the middle. So I think that's what we'll go for. Kind of like I did with the other card. So I peeled off the back, the sticky tape, and you can see that it's like a sticker now. I made like a big foam sticker, and it'll pop off the box better. Oh yeah, I like it. Definitely like it better than flat. Use our pokey tool to help pop it out of the die cut. And this time we need to peel this back off. Never know which way the O goes. I can't decide if it goes this way or this way. What did I do last time? Maybe this time we'll go this direction. All right, I don't know if there's a right or wrong on that. And pokey tool again. It's its fancy name. I think it's called piercing tool. And then we also have the take your pick tool, which has all the doodads on it. Okay, whoa, it's super sticky. Make sure it's where you want it before you drop it. Okay, and then the exclamation point. So that one, and then the little dot is still, okay, the backing came off. So let's make sure we kind of get it where we want it. Ah, there we go. That's the way to do it. Okay, I'm gonna move my extra pieces over. So that looks cute. I like it dimensional. Okay, so we need a glue dot to put our bow on. So now we just assemble our card. We didn't even do any stamping actually on this one. We just did some die cutting and some other fun tricks. All right, so dimensionals. Put this little guy. See, this is where it comes in handy with the black dimensional. So if it hangs over the edge a little bit on that gray background, you won't see it as much as a big white piece sticking out. And since we're not mailing it, since it's a big box, you could even dimensional up the circles too. Like you could have double dimensionals and that'd be okay. But I think I like that part flat. I'll pop this one up. And let's see. I think he's kind of cool off to the side a little bit. And then we'll just put some stars and things over there. All right, so we can just glue these pieces on. And these are fun little treats to give to your coworkers or your neighbors. You can put some candies or whatever kind of snacks they like in there. And fill it up with whatever treats are tasty. I think I want him to be at an angle. All right, and then where are those fun stars? So we could do a little something down here. Wait, let's go back to our little box of goodies. Let's see what else we have. If we have something tiny that might fit down there. We have another tombstone. Oh, we could put another little guy like that. Got some candy, a little purple house. Let's see how that looks. It's even. Nah, I think I'll leave it like that and just some stars. All right. I think that's what we'll stick with. And since we're mostly the purple and the black, we'll go with that. And the purple almost looks iridescent once you put it down. It's kind of funny. And then we'll add some more black ones over here maybe. And I like this to help pick it up. So these are already pre-stickied for you. So you kind of, when you're picking them up, you want to try to get underneath it with your tool so that you can keep the sticky with it. If you just grab it from the top, you may grab the star by itself and it won't have the sticky goodness. And then you'll have to try to assemble it later. So let's do a small one over here. 1, 2, 3, 4 is supposed to do uneven odd numbers. So, where do we want to put another one? Maybe another black one over here, because that's where it fell. All right, perfect. So what do you think? That was a lot of fun. I love doing these little projects. And it's nice that the boxes are already pre-cut for you. You don't have to measure and score and things. It's all set up for you. So let's take a quick look at our final projects. Let's move this crazy slidey thing out of the way. And we did our 2 different styled Halloween cards. So we have our cats. Oh, and my messy pile. Look, that's in the screen. Okay, don't look at that. So we've got our 2 cat cards and then our 2 treat boxes, one with the skeletons and one with the ghosts. So which one do you like better? Which cat card? Do you like the one with the black trim, as I initially planned, or the wing it card when you attached your wrong pieces? So that would make sense as to why my inside panel was slightly smaller. That was supposed to be on my front. But anyway, it still came out cute. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Let me flip the camera back real quick. Just wanted to say thank you. I'm so glad you could join me today for World Card Making Day. I hope you get to do some stamping and have some fun and enjoy your Saturday. Thanks so much. Have a great weekend.